roommate reported me for every minor rule violation, so I helped her create the perfect lease. My roommate Monica turned every tiny rule into a huge deal. Once she filed a noise complaint because I sneezed during her study time. Another time she called the landlord about a spoon I left in the sink for 10 minutes. She even reported my alarm clock for violating quiet hours when it went off at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. The complaints got worse every week. First she started documenting what she called excessive typing while I worked from home. She bought a decibel meter and recorded my keyboard sounds at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday. She presented this evidence to her landlord as proof of disruptive percussion during business hours. He looked confused, but had to give me a warning because she filed everything properly. Then the financial harassment started. Monica photographed water spots near my coffee mug and claimed they were permanent damage that needed restoration. She measured the bathroom tiles and insisted my daily showers were wearing down the grout too fast. She calculated that I owed her $300 for accelerated grout wear. She started photographing normal dust and calling it property damage from bad cleaning. Whenever I tried talking to her about it, she'd say, "The lease is clear about property maintenance standards." Her jealousy became obvious when she went after my work from home setup. She commuted 2 hours daily to her compliance officer training while I worked from my bedroom. She filed complaints saying my presence during business hours was commercial use of residential space. She tried getting me evicted for having potted plants, calling them unauthorized modifications. She reported my boyfriend as an illegal subletter every time he stayed over. Everything changed the day Monica served me with her own drafted eviction notice. She had spent weeks studying tenant law and created this document claiming I violated 47 subsections. She printed it on fake legal letterhead and handed it to me with a satisfied smile. Later that week, my friend who worked at a coffee shop overheard Monica bragging. She was planning to force me out and rent my room for triple the price. She admitted she never actually wanted a roommate at all. She just needed someone to pay half while she controlled the entire apartment. The extra money would fund her law school application she'd been planning. I stared at the fake eviction notice and felt weirdly calm. Fighting Monica with logic or rules was pointless because she loved that kind of conflict. But what if I helped her get exactly what she said she wanted? What if I encouraged her obsession until it became her own trap? I started studying Monica's routines just like she had studied mine. She left every morning at exactly 7:12 a.m. and returned at 7:47 p.m. without fail. I researched tenant law deeper than she had and found regulations she had missed. During a routine building inspection, I casually chatted with the property manager about future plans. He mentioned the building was converting to condos in 8 months with tenant purchase rights. My plan started with subtle praise of Monica's organizational skills whenever we ran into each other. I mentioned how she could probably manage the entire building better than the current company. I suggested she should create the ultimate lease template that the landlord could use. I said, property management journals would love to publish something that comprehensive. She ate up every compliment and started working on her masterpiece right away. Monica thought she was forcing me out while I was carefully setting her trap. I acted defeated and mentioned needing to move home to help my sick mother. This was totally false, but Monica wanted to believe it, so she never questioned it. I became Monica's biggest supporter in creating her 47-page perfect tenant agreement. I kept acting helpful but defeated while suggesting each terrible restriction. I recommended complete silence from 6 p.m. to 10 a.m. for proper rest periods. I suggested banning all cooking with spices or aromatics that might bother neighbors. I helped her add $50 fines for each violation and automatic rent increases. Monica added her own extreme rules and was genuinely excited about it. She banned all guests since visitors supposedly increased wear on common areas. She prohibited phone calls in any shared space, including the kitchen and hallway. Her jealousy about my remote work led her to add the worst clause. She declared, working from home violates residential zoning and is grounds for immediate eviction. I announced when I was leaving and Monica eagerly agreed to take over the full lease. The property manager was swamped with the condo conversion and barely looked at the document. Monica presented it as enhanced security measures that would protect property values. He filed it as her unit's official addendum without reading the extreme restrictions. Monica loved her complete control for